Hi there, it's Tami Butler with the Business of Love, here with another episode of Walk With Me, a love and travel episode. And I am out today at Castlewood Canyon State Park in Colorado. It's kind of between Denver and Colorado Springs, and it's just a really, really beautiful place to take a hike. And behind me is the famous Castlewood Dam. Kind of looks like this. Here, see, Castlewood Canyon State Park. It's going to be backwards probably for you. And then here's the trail, so you can kind of go all the way up and around. Let me see if I can show you guys this. Can you see that? So all the way around. So we parked up here somewhere, and then we walked all the way around, and then now we're kind of looping all the way back. So this is the 4th of July weekend adventure. And so what I want to talk to you guys about today is blockage. Things that stop you from having the best marriage, the best relationship that you can have. And it's very fitting that there would be a dam in the background, because that's exactly what happens. There's a creek that flows this way. And actually the history here in this place is that they put this dam in because when people settled into this plains region, they needed a way to get water to their families and their livestock and everything, and so they built this dam. Well, apparently what happened one time is this particular creek flows north, and it flew north all the way up to Denver, and I guess it created quite a problem. So it's not completely closing off the creek anymore, but let me tell you, it is a trek to get up here, because we started on the other side of the creek over there, actually way down there. We parked way up there, and then we hiked down to the creek, and then we had to hike up, and we had to go around the dam. So we were actually over there on the other side, standing up over there on top of the dam, which is pretty cool. Very strenuous, although they classify it really as an easy trail, but it's pretty rocky. There's a lot of stairs going up, and in some parts the trail is really well marked, and in other parts it's really not. So you just have to practice a little bit of wisdom, and be safe, and of course have appropriate hiking gear. We've talked about that before. Good hiking shoes, hiking boots, and the right hiking socks to absorb perspiration as you're hiking. Huge. And of course, yeah, let me just show you guys this. I don't know if I have or not, but I just have a really small backpack because I don't want to carry too much weight on my back when I'm hiking. And there is a water cooler inside, so if I get thirsty as I'm hiking, I can drink water, and it's really cool. And it's actually a 2-liter pack that goes inside of the bag. You see that? And it just fills up with water. I usually give it a good fill with ice and water before I'm going to go out on a hike on a warm day, because that way it'll stay cool throughout the day. So it actually works really well. I'm sure that they probably have insulated water packs, but I haven't gotten that sophisticated yet. So I'm working on gathering my hiking gear and getting better at this as I do more of these episodes in hiking. So it's really fun. But anyway, so you hike all the way up to that side of the dam, you hike up and around, and then you walk all the way down, and you can't see it right now, but we hiked all the way around and then came up here to this peak. So I'm going to give you guys, speaking of a peak, I'm going to give you guys a little snapshot of what this valley looks like. It is so pretty. I should say canyon, because it's officially a canyon. So, okay, here we go. Ready? Okay, so I'm going to go this way. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? See, we actually were walking and hiking all the way up that side. Okay, and then I'm gonna go the other way. Here we go. Look at that. Isn't that so pretty, guys? Look at that. Look at, and then over here, Kingston, you know, my hiking buddy, he's hiding behind that tree, sitting in the shade because, let me tell you, my four-legged buddy, he is like the best hiker. He has the best senses. And you know, here's something that I was thinking about. Okay, let me get this back a little bit so you can see. While I'm talking to you about blockage in your relationship. Barriers. We talked about barriers before. So this is a little bit different because like what can happen is you can be going along the trail of your relationship as we were walking and hiking into the woods over here, which is kind of an unknown place, and relationships are like that, aren't they? You're walking into the unknown. You don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. So we're hiking along this trail because I wanted to loop all the way around, but we're gonna have to just go. We just went up as far as we could, and then we're gonna have to go back all the way around the dam again to get back to where we parked in this trailhead. So we went down this one trail, and the trail all of a sudden came to an end. It said, you know, do not go past here. And there's a sign and then a whole bunch of boulders. And I'm like, okay, we're not going to get through there. And if it says not to, that means this is not the trail. So then we came back a little bit and then we went another direction and walking along this trail. And all of a sudden we got to another barricade in the trail. We got to this, a tree had fallen across the trail and, you know, everything else was kind of blocking it. And I was like, I don't think we should go there. So apparently this is going to be an out and back trail today. And an out and back trail means just that, like you hike out and then you hike back on the same trail. So a loop trail is one where you go all the way around and it's not the same the whole way back. You just do a complete circle. So I wanted to do a loop trail today, but that didn't happen. So we're doing an out and back. But anyway, so then on the trail, on the way back, so first of all, basically what this equates to in your relationship is like, okay, you're walking along, you're having a great time in your relationship, and you're walking along this trail, and all of a sudden you get to a roadblock, and you have to solve the problem. You have to figure out what you're going to do. And being as that it's two of you, one of you has to make the decision, or you make the decision together, what to do now. So we went back, tried again, didn't work again. And then we came back, and then when we were walking back, just when we had two roadblocks, basically, there was a snake, I'm not even joking, in the trail. And I'm like stepping over it, and all of a sudden I heard it go tss, 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 tss. Well, it turns out it was a baby rattlesnake, which I guess they are even more deadly to be bitten by because they don't regulate their venom when they bite you like an adult does. So much for youth. You don't know how to regulate things. Anyway, a lot to be said about life in general, not just with a snake. So I jumped over it and I'm like, go! And all of a sudden we start just running in the opposite direction of the snake. I was like, my heart was beating so fast. So then we came back and then we ended up coming out to this part right here. I don't know if you can see. I'm going to tip it down, try to tip it down a little bit. You see, we are literally sitting here on the edge of the cliff. Okay. So the rocks are right down here. I'm on the edge of the cliff here talking to you guys. So anyway, so relationships are like that, aren't they? We encounter barriers and we have to come up with a solution to get around it. Maybe the car breaks down and you need to get it fixed and you weren't planning to use that money out of your savings account because you're planning to use it for something else, and maybe you don't have adequate reserves. Maybe you do. So that could be one barrier that you encounter. Or, maybe little Jameer's off to school and the nurse calls you and you need to go pick him up, and you stop what you're doing in your day, cancel all your appointments and go get him. This is parenting, right? If you have kids, you know this. So those are roadblocks that we encounter in our relationship, barriers that we encounter. And sometimes it's like there's so many, there's one after another, after another, after another, until next thing you know, it's almost like every time you have a barrier, it's like a big rock gets thrown in your path. And then another rock gets thrown in your path. And another rock gets thrown in your path. And next thing you know, what do you have? A dam. That's what you have. You have a dam that stops things from coming in and stops things from going out. And so you have this major blockage in your relationship and you don't know what to do. It's like so exhausting to go back out this way. It's so exhausting to go back out that way. So you're trying to decide, okay, which one? This way or this way? Which way do we go from here? And if we allow things that bother us about our partner to fester and to grow, it's like putting one boulder at a time till you get to a dam. There may be other circumstances in life, the unexpecteds, the challenges of life that start kind of throwing things in. And before you know it, have you ever had it where like you're at this place in your relationship where just this one thing after another and you're like, I can't do this anymore. And that's the way that it is, right? You just like, I can't do it anymore. I have no more energy. So you just have to sit, pause for a moment, regroup, refresh yourself. And refreshing yourself in real life is as much about hydrating yourself, getting adequate amounts of fluid in your system so your brain can think right. It's about eating the right foods and having the right nutrition going through your body, because it does affect brain function and it affects how neurotransmitters work in your body and control all the other parts of your body. And so it's important when you're going through challenges in your relationship to drink lots of water, to eat healthy, and to exercise. Hiking. I love hiking because it's a great stress reliever. And I just enjoy seeing really beautiful places like this, and actually like not seeing it on a postcard, but actually being in the environment. It's just so different. So the bottom line of the story is when you encounter barriers in your relationship, sometimes the only way to break the barrier is to find another way around it and another way out. Because you could literally just keep trying and trying and trying and trying to go through that dam, and you're just wearing yourself out, honey. Sir, gentlemen, you're just wearing yourself out. And so you just keep going against it and going against it. You keep going up it, maybe you go down it, and you just can't. So you got to go that way. You got to go back a different direction, and you know what? You're going to find a new path. And in discovering that new path together with your partner. Now you can get to a Y, basically we call it a crossroad, right? A Y, a V in the road where you have to decide, are you going to go left or are you going to go right? And maybe you're in a relationship where, she's going that way and he's going that way, and that's it. We're starting over. But ideally, the goal is to make a decision as to what path you want to go on, and you take that path together, because that's how you stay together in your marriage, is by staying on the road together, staying on the path together. And so I want to get to you next time on Walk With Me. But for now, I want to encourage you to keep looking for options and looking for ways out. I'm Tami Butler with The Business of Love, here with another episode of Walk With Me out at Castlewood Canyon State Park in Colorado, where we're learning how to overcome barriers, walls, dams, roadblocks in our relationship. The climb, my friends, is worth it, but it takes two of you to do it together, because two are more powerful and stronger than one. It's a matter of how you program your mind, because right now we got to go back down this mountain and all the way around and back over and down the dam And that is the only way that we get to freedom. And sometimes the road to having that release in your relationship, that breaking place where you can finally feel like, oh, I'm glad we made it here together. I'm glad. I'm glad we did this together. That will form a memory that you won't ever forget. So experiences like this, hiking in exhilarating places like Castlewood Canyon State Park, just lovely. And I hope you and your mate will decide to get out, get physical, get exercise, and have great sex, yo. Because you know what? This is an adrenaline rush. It is. But when you're having that experience with the person that you love, again, you're building memories. And so on this Love and Travel episode, I want to encourage you to overcome, break through what's standing in the way of you having a fantastic relationship. Because when your relationship is healthy, when each of you are healthy and contributing your best self to the relationship, then you can have and maintain consistently great sex. Now, we know there's a lot that goes into having great sex, but I'm just saying, this is something that you can continue to do to enhance your marriage and enhance your relationship. So, all right, I really am going to let you go now. So I do want to give you one last look at this beautiful, beautiful place. So I'm going to spin you around. Hang on. That's all woods over there, trees. And then back over here, you can see the plains. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that so pretty? All right. Well, my friends, I'm so thankful you've joined me for this episode of Walk With Me, Love and Travel episode. Please like, subscribe, and share this YouTube channel. And I'm hoping to bring you lots of other cool places across the country and beyond on these very, very special episodes. And if you'd like to learn more about my services as a faith-based clinical sexologist, go to my website, www.itsthebusinessoflove.com. Thanks so much, and see you again next time.